All right, welcome back into the Newport This Week video podcast series. I'm Bill Bartholomew. Remember, you can find each and every episode of our video podcasts on newportthisweek.com and, of course, also over on the Newport This Week YouTube. This week, we're joined by Sandra Flowers, and we are going to talk Festa Italiano. And I'm pleased that my pronunciation was accurate because I always jump back and forth between, do I pretend I've got the right enunciation and accent, or do I just make it as Angloized as possible? So good morning, and thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you for this opportunity.
So there's a great article in Newport This Week in the paper that I highly actually take a look at, and it's actually there's a couple of relevant articles in the paper on page 2. But let's talk about the specifics of the fest and some of the calendar items, just kind of to get things started. But before we even do that, just sort of set up your role as co-chair and what we should know about the event itself and it's what it means to Newport's community.
It means quite a bit to Newport's community, in particular the Italian American community who have been here for quite some time. This is the 29th annual Newport Festa Italiana, and it has had various locations in town. We have a number of events, starting with a Ziti night that's really promoted by Forum Large Order Sons and Daughters of Italy in America, and that's on the 22nd of this month. And then we have an Italian movie with English subtitles. A key event is the festival in the park, which is Churro Park on Bellevue Avenue in Newport, and that'll be Saturday, the September 30th. And weather permitting, we hope we have better weather than last year. We had to cancel, unfortunately, but we have music and entertainment activities for the children. We have a lot of vendors coming in, and of course, Italian food. We're having an Italian heritage event on how to discover your family's history with people from the state archives. That's coming on Thursday, the October 5th. All these can be found on our website, by the way, and if there's any kind of tickets that people want to get, they can get them through the website. The of a special interest is a concert that's going to be on Friday, October 6th at the Green Valley Country Club, and the star of the show is Vittorio Di Carlo, and he's called the Graceful Tenor. We get different people every year, and he will sing Italian songs, arias, current music, and speak about growing up Italian. And for that, the specifics for that particular event is to raise the funds to send a couple of high school students to Imperia, Italy, which is one of Newport's sister cities. And this is through the Senator John O. Pastore Cultural Travel Scholarship. And this is named, obviously, for the first Italian-American senator in the United States. It's from Rhode Island. So the proceeds from that will fund sending a couple of youngsters to Imperia. And on Monday, the 9th, which is the official Columbus Day this year, of note is celebrating the 70th anniversary of the Columbus statue on Memorial Boulevard, right at the corner of Bellevue Avenue. And that's going to be a good event because we're going to bury a time capsule with all kinds of memorabilia in there, and inviting descendants of the original committee that put together this particular statue. So it's really, in essence, honoring the people of Italian American heritage on Aquidneck Island and the surrounding areas.
Certainly, and that statue, just one of three Columbus statues in the state. One is in Wilcox Park in Westerly, of course, as you mentioned, on Memorial Boulevard in Newport.
Yeah.
Another is the one here in Elmwood, where I'm broadcasting from right now, actually, which was relatively recently removed, and looks like it's going to pop up somewhere else in the state.
Yes.
So Joe Paolino bought it, as a matter of fact. So
Exactly.
let's first of all, you mentioned the website, just so we have that. We'll mention it a couple of times. What is the website for people to get tickets and other information?
The website is newportfesta.org. Capital N, capital F for Festa, FESTA.org. And tickets for some of the events can be purchased through the website, and all the contact phone numbers for people are on that website also.
Newport is a diverse community. It is often thought of in one way. Some people think of it as, all right, it's boats and sailboats and more sailboats and mansions.
Yeah.
But there's really a lot of ethnic pride that goes into Newport. We see this throughout all different ethnicities, and the commingling is certainly very real as well.
Right.
You name it, it's represented in Newport. Talk about the specific history of Italian Americans in Newport.
Well, a lot of the Italians came here during the huge immigration periods in the 1800s. And it's interesting because I've been doing some research on my mother's side of the family. That's the Italian side of my family. And some came in, I guess, sporadically, a lot of them out of the port of Naples. Some came in through Boston, some, I guess, through Ellis Island. Some came in through New Bedford. And they came, quite a few of them, with specific interests and trades. My grandfather, for example, was a tailor. From what I can gather, they landed in Providence. My grandparents were married in the city of Providence, and he worked for, as they said, an American tailor, and then struck off on his own and came to Newport, established his business in the front room of the house where they lived, and it's where I grew up too. And apparently was one of the better tailors in town. So you had barbers, you had people who worked in various trades. And there are so many names that you hear in town. And around here, it's not the size of the Italian American community that you might see in Cranston, North Providence, places, where they're bigger cities anyway. But we have a sizable group, and we're very, very proud of our heritage, and also all that Italian Americans have contributed to this area, to our state, and to our nation at large. And one of the points about this too is to promote that, and that people will say, oh, it's not all of the negatives that you see. I don't care what the ethnic group is, because Newport has a number of sister cities and other places.
What makes it so important, so vital right now in this moment, here in 2023, to preserve the stories, the heritage, the culture, the inner family relations, everything that goes into what makes a community? Why right now is it extra important, if it is extra important, to
I think it is.
that?
Yeah, because there is so much divisiveness going on in our nation and in the world too. But let's just concentrate here in our nation. And it's always the idea of those people, that some people will talk about those people who are what they perceive as being different. And if some people are offended when others are speaking their native language, instead of saying, let's learn this. I'm an educator by trade, taught for a number of years, and it's something that we have to really get the word out that we are a diverse community. Let's even look at Aquidneck Island as a whole. We're diverse, and we celebrate that diversity because of what we learn from our differences. We think of the food, the music, inventions, people who have contributed politically. As I mentioned, Senator Pastore, one of probably the greatest senators in United States history, and the many other contributions. And if we can, in our relatively small way, get people together, because when we have these events, it's not all Italians who come. It's a lot of others that say, oh, I've always enjoyed this kind of music or that kind of food, or oh, these are what some of the Italian games are that they'll have there for the youngsters, and everyone can play bocce. That's sort of and some people better than others.
I'm sure of that. That's for sure. I don't know.
I'm not on the better crew, but I try. That's it. So therefore, I think that we have an important role here. And it's important to note too, that the committee members of Newport Festa Italiana, this is all volunteer. This is a volunteer group. And we get people supporting the different projects that we have here. And people are always invited to contact us and say, hey, how can I help? And we'll find a way people can help by at an event, or even contributing to help support the Pastore Scholarship. And that's appreciated a great deal too.
It's amazing when a community comes together to celebrate something.
Oh, yes,
that is so spectacular. And there's hardly anything more spectacular than our history and our shared lineage and passing that on. It's a beautiful thing. Well, I can't wait. One more time, that website.
The website is newportfesta.org. It's a really nice site.
Newport Festa. I'm going to check it out immediately. I'm surprised I haven't checked it out yet. And I advise everyone to head over there. And enjoy this, this wonderful element.
And here's hoping we have great weather too, everywhere, for all those activities. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Yeah, my pleasure. You're wonderful. Sandra Flowers, of co-chair of Festa Italiana. And thanks so much for your time. This is the Newport This Week video podcast. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.